Eventually, I gave my first public speech. It was in Tokyo in late 1983 in Japanese, and it was horrible. I was supposed to speak for 30 minutes, but I finished in about 8. My nerves were ramping up my speaking speed. I read the whole thing, never looked up at my victims, didn't smile, had no pauses, no gestures, no animation except high blood pressure, giving me a big red face like a warning beacon. Konnichiwa, and welcome to the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, President of Dale Carnegie Training Japan. And much more importantly, you are listening to this podcast because you are a student of leadership and you are highly motivated to be the best in your own business field. Today's show is brought to you by the High Impact Presentations course. 2 days, 2 instructors, all the key structures you will ever need. Individual coaching on steroids and video review by experts. This is the Rolls-Royce of presentation training. If you have a performance or people challenge in Japan, then maybe we can help you. Contact me at greg.story, that's greg.story, S-T-O-R-Y, at dalecarnegie.com. How would you like your own access to 104 years of the accumulated wisdom of Dale Carnegie Training? Get our free white papers, guidebooks, reports, training videos, blogs, newsletters, course information, plus much, much more. It's all over there at japan.dalecarnegie.com. Before we get going today, our handy Japanese phrase is omedetou. Omedetou. This is what we say when to congratulate someone, marriage or promotion. Omedetou. Omedetou. A little bit more polite way of saying it. Omedetou gozaimasu. Omedetou gozaimasu. Congratulations. Omedetou gozaimasu. Today is episode number 165. Stage fright got you? Hands and legs quivering, knees knocking together, face turning red, pulse racing, mind whiting out. This is stage fright. The term is associated with the total meltdown people experience when they get up on stage in front of an audience to speak. In Japan, there is even an association of stage fright people who wish to suffer no more. Our exposure to the stage, broadly defined, is any occasion where we are required to get up and speak in front of others. This frequency increases as we get older. Our work responsibilities are rewarded with a salary, but also the obligation to give reports or speeches. We are innocently beavering away at our jobs, are recognized for doing well, and given promotions or more responsibility. This is when we are forced to move out of our area of defined expertise and out of our comfort zone. Tetsuya Miyake is a typical example. He was a low-level bureaucrat in a municipal government office. Promoted to become the head of a department, he suddenly found himself having to give public presentations, including to the municipal assembly. His ambitions had now outstripped his abilities. When he became mayor of a city ward, the speech requirement exploded, and so did his stress. The opportunity to enjoy the fruits of hard-earned prominence were removed because this one piece of the work was killing him. He said, "I felt like I barely made it through my first term." This is what happens to us. With no thought for the future, we plough along, working hard, looking for the rewards, but forgetting the escalation of expectations that go together with that. If we took our nose off the grindstone and looked ahead, we would realise that if we go up further in the echelon of organisations, our ability to speak in a professional manner will come with the territory. I was the same. When I was younger, a friend of mine asked me to be his best man at his wedding. I deferred and suggested an older mutual friend instead, citing my lack of experience with such a daunting responsibility. The real reason was my terror of having to speak at the wedding. Instead of just sitting there, cool, calm and collected, eating and drinking and enjoying myself like everyone else. Did I look ahead and realise this is what comes with future responsibilities and go and get some public speaking training? No. I just avoided the issue at every turn, running away from every request like a scared rabbit. Eventually, I gave my first public speech. It was in Tokyo in late 1983 in Japanese, and it was horrible. I was supposed to speak for 30 minutes, but I finished in about 8. My nerves were ramping up my speaking speed. I read the whole thing, never looked up at my victims, didn't smile, had no pauses, no gestures, no animation except high blood pressure giving me a big red face like a warning beacon. I was stubborn. Did I go and get training after this near-death experience? No. I just kept on going along doing it the hard way. I ultimately gave hundreds of speeches in the course of my work responsibilities. I improved as I got more experience through simple repetition of the act, but I was still just an amateur bumbling along. When I took the High Impact Presentations course with Dale Carnegie, it was such a revelation. 2 instructors, everything videoed, massive personal coaching. It was amazing. I just kicked myself for all of the opportunity costs I paid by not doing this when I was younger. I was an idiot. I could have spent decades polishing this speaking skill rather than hiding from it. I could have ramped up my personal brand big time if I'd even been half smart and gotten the training. Like Miyake-san, for long periods of my career, I was in pure, self-inflicted denial. Don't be stupid like me. Get the training. If you are going to get anywhere in your career, you will need this facility to not just speak competently in front of an audience, but to speak persuasively. It is not a matter of if, only a matter of when. Are you going to let stage fright get you? Engaged employees are self-motivated. The self-motivated are inspired. Inspired staff grow your business, but are you inspiring them? We teach leaders and organizations how to inspire their people. Want to know how we do that? Contact me at greg.story, greg.story, S-T-O-R-Y, at dalecarnegie.com. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series, and we hope you enjoyed today's show, brought to you by the High Impact Presentations course. As mentioned, if you have a performance or people challenge in Japan, then maybe we can help you. Contact me at greg.story, greg.story, S-T-O-R-Y, at dalecarnegie.com. Also remember to access your Dale Carnegie training, free reports, white papers, guidebooks, training videos, blogs, newsletters, course information. It's all down there at the site at japan.dalecarnegie.com.